So I'm a little late on wanting to address this particular topic, but as the day passed, it technically happened. Um, like I want to say late last night, but it just happened sometime in the evening. So of that particular day, surprisingly enough, I just happened to remember it. Um, I just remembered other things that happened too on that day. I remembered one that I had a basketball shoot around, ironically enough, on in that same home court that I did yesterday. Yesterday was the Bloomfield Park game that I did last year in August, won in overtime with that shoot around game, and then last year I was in that same home court, but that was part of the what I call the 166th Street Marathon, which basically means all week I'm going to be playing in all five parks that are right off of 166th Street, and every street ahead, like you know where that street will end. So I remember that I started with Cerritos Park East, off of 166th, and then the next four were on the road. The next one I remember was what was it? Satellite Park. Yeah, Satellite Park off of 166 in Bloomfield. And then the third one, which was Hermosillo Park off of Norwalk Boulevard. It's in Norwalk. And then, oh, wait, sorry. Wrong order. So Cerritos Park East, and then the following day it was Frontier Park off of 166 and Shoemaker. And then Satellite Park, which is off of Bloomfield 166. And then Hermosillo Park, which was off of Norwalk Boulevard, and then the last one, which is further up, it's in Cerritos, in 166 in Gridley, which is Ecology Park. So I won. I won 3 of those 5 games. I lost in Satellite Park, which was a total disaster, and followed by a really hard-fought double overtime loss in Hermosillo Park, where if I had not missed that one free throw, that could have got me 1 point with like 4 seconds left. I did not hit all my free throws in that game, mind you. I hit everything else, but I did not hit my free throws. I just happened to remember, and I was so ticked off because I just needed one goddamn free throw to win it. That's it, to avoid 2 straight losses. But it was a tough loss in Hermosillo to go for I mean, I won once, but just that game alone, part of that 166 marathon week, I just happened to lose a heartbreaker. If I only made that one free throw to go up 1 with 4 seconds left, to the point where I didn't have to do anything. So, because I remember, like, anytime I hold the ball with 10 seconds or less, especially if it's like in a moving target score LM3F game, I don't gotta do anything. But anything over that, I gotta take the last shot, whether I'm up or down. So, well, if I'm up, and I still have to take another shot as long as it's over 10 seconds. That's the rule. But anyways, so yeah, I did a shit around that day, which was in Cerritos Park East, and I won that one. It was very short. And then I also remembered, after this particular incident that I'm about to speak up on, that itself already made not only my bad year, but it became a historical 0-5. And for this year, for me, ironically enough, it's the same damn thing. 0-5. Yeah, hard to believe. 0-5. So it's that's what happened after that night. And let me just address this right away. So it turns out, it's just surprisingly enough, I happen to remember this day because it was one of Julio's in-laws, who got married, and I'm trying to remember the date. I don't know if it was like the 17th or 18th. I just happen to remember that I was hanging out with Robbie, Ray, and Russ, hanging out with the 3 R's at the LA Fair. that weekend when I found out that Julio's in-law got, one of his in-laws got married, right? So I was in the LA Fair that time that happened, and like I said, I was hanging out with Ray, Russ, and Robbie, in which for Robbie it was one of the two final hangouts we ever had before we just parted ways with our friendship for good. So this is one of them, and then which was his birthday, because I remembered that incident on the last day of May. I'm actually going to talk about that when that day comes, or if I get to it. So it just so happens that that I was in the LA Fair when that happened. I'm talking about the marriage of one of Julio's in-laws, and then what I did was, and obviously my being in that workplace is making me mentally corrupt. That not only am I having problems there, but it's just the problems I have at home, the ongoing problems, is just making me feel worse than I already am. Anyways, so I saw the Instagram posts and all that from, and I just happened to congratulate his in-law. And then when I came back to work on that Monday, which is the 20th, I ended up posting about it on Facebook. I had an IG. Well, yeah, it was like a Facebook post, and then I turned that into an IG story, just congratulating the in-law. And later that night, when Julio saw that the IG story, he got really ticked off, and rightfully so. I didn't know why I went off that far when obviously, the comment was just enough. And instead, I took it to that extent. He got really upset about it. It's because his in-law doesn't know me like that, and I don't know him like that, And it's okay to comment, but and that's just pretty much it. He doesn't know me like that, and I don't know him like that. I don't know any of his in-laws like that. They don't know me like that, and he's absolutely right about it. Because they just that's his family right there. His family don't know me like that, and I don't know his family like that. You know what I'm saying? So he was right to be upset about it, and that was just that. So so I took down the entire story after, and Julio was right to be pissed off about that. That was on me, right? So he was telling me, I just went on crazy. I started, it's I don't want to go into too many details on this. All I know is that he got really upset, and I remember at one point there he accused me that I thought that I labeled him as a fake friend. Now how he found out about it is probably one of those posts that I tagged on, because remember, I went all crazy on Facebook, and then having said many times, and especially in those posts where I said, that I have no real friends. At one point, I think I remember saying a few times, all my friends are fake. Remember, I was mentally corrupt. I mean, to still be in that workplace, right? So yeah, I just thought I'd get this out of the way as far as, what happened. And, I remember Julio telling me, just to leave his family alone. And as they did. And, it's, that incident right there, is what further roughened our friendship. That was not the death knell in the coffin as far as the failure of our friendship. I expressed it in many of my other videos where I said it. It's the group text incident that officially, labeled our friendship a failure because of what I said, So, I mean, and there was other things that happened too, that kind of roughened up friendship. But, prior to this one incident, the post that I made, and this one definitely roughened our friendship. And I mean, we were okay after, but just later on in the long run, that's when the group text incident happened, and obviously it just became a failure. I mean, yeah, I know he said he didn't leave me, but I mean, at this point, it's like, who knows if he's still cool with me at this point, because of the fact that I'm still away from my friend circle. And yes, I'm getting the help that I need, which is today. But I just thought I'd get this out there because this particular incident, although I'm not really gonna express every detail of it, it's what really further roughened our friendship, and to the point where that group text incident just finalized the failure of our friendship. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's on me. I made my mistake. I deleted the post, and it just happened to be on this very day. So yeah, just it just also goes to further prove that being the fraudulent friend that I've been over these past few years, and then all of a sudden it just became even worse, while I'm this worst version of me. So yeah, I just thought I'd get this out there. Who knows if there'll be a future. I know there's no more future between me and Robbie, because our friendship ended after that group text incident. And certainly not with Tristan. Who knows where he lives now, if he still lives in Seattle. But as far as with Julio, we'll see. I mean, I'm not really too confident right now, after what happened with that group text incident. And the same goes with Dewey and Anastasia, Ray, Neil. Russ has reached out a little bit. And yeah. So yeah, I just thought I'd address this. And once I get the help that I need, it's just, who knows? Who knows if I'm still going to have a future with some of these guys, including Julio and Dewey. So that's all I got to say about it. And then I'll get to our friendship between me and Dewey next. So peace out.